And here's where it gets even messier. Because, girl, this rabbit hole goes deep. Friends of Perry said he'd been wrestling with this decision for months. He didn't want to go public. He was exhausted. But what pushed him over the edge? Meghan allegedly used his name without his permission in a pitch meeting, trying to make it seem like he was funding her next venture.
When Tyler Perry opened his Beverly Hills mansion to Harry and Meghan in 2020, he became their knight in shining armor. Fast forward to today, and that same man just dropped a bombshell that has Harry booking emergency flights back to the UK and Meghan's team working overtime to contain the damage. The leaked audio that surfaced online isn't just embarrassing, it's potentially empire-ending. The fairy tale rescue story everyone remembers goes like this. Harry and Meghan fled the royal family in chaos. Security stripped away, future uncertain. While Buckingham Palace turned its back and the British press circled like vultures, Tyler Perry swooped in with his private jet and fortress-like estate. For months, his Beverly Hills compound became their sanctuary, complete with world-class security and complete privacy. Perry didn't just offer them shelter, he offered them his name, his reputation, and his unwavering loyalty. Meghan was so grateful she made Perry the godfather to their daughter Lilibet.
Oh no, she didn't. When word got back to Perry, he was livid. That's when he decided, no more silence. Not to be petty, but to protect his name from being dragged into her manipulative web.
In royal terms, that's not just an honor, it's sacred. The Netflix cameras captured every emotional moment with tearful interviews where Meghan called Perry her protector, her rock, her chosen family. It was picture-perfect storytelling, carefully crafted to show their post-royal independence. And for a while, it worked beautifully. But then everything changed when Perry got hit with a massive lawsuit. Actor Derek Dixon slapped him with accusations of running a toxic workplace, and suddenly the generous fairy godfather became a headline risk. Within 48 hours, Perry's image went from beloved creative genius to embattled executive facing serious allegations. The timing couldn't have been worse for the Sussex brand. Here's where it gets shocking. Meghan's response was to completely erase Tyler Perry from existence. Within hours of the lawsuit, news breaking, Perry's name vanished from Meghan's digital footprint like he never existed. Photos from Lilibet's christening disappeared. Social media posts gushing about Uncle Tyler got archived or deleted. Even mentions of him as godfather in interviews quietly vanished. Lilibet's Wikipedia page saw a subtle edit, swapping is for was when describing Perry's role.
But now, Perry stood on that BET stage and basically said, I made a mistake. Behind the scenes, Perry's own team had been warning him for years. This isn't philanthropy, it's charity without consent. And when the unpaid bills and ungrateful silence kept piling up, he reached his limit.
The internet noticed immediately. Screenshots exploded across social media with people asking where Uncle Tyler went. Royal watchers started comparing timestamps like forensic investigators. But here's what Meghan's team didn't anticipate. Tyler Perry had receipts. Every photo, every text, every conversation from those desperate post-palace nights was documented and legally protected. Sitting at the center of it all was a confidentiality clause in their guest residency agreement that contained one crucial sentence. In the event of public disavowal by either party, the non-breaching side may disclose context necessary to protect reputation. Translation: if Meghan publicly cut ties with Tyler by scrubbing his name from her brand, he's legally allowed to talk. And we're not talking vague hints, we're talking full interviews, legal affidavits, even Netflix specials if he wanted. Perry was there for everything. He witnessed Meghan pacing in his garden, ranting about royal aides. He heard Harry whispering about family betrayal. He was present for private phone calls, draft scripts, and early Netflix outlines.
And baby, once Tyler broke the silence, the floodgates burst. Former assistants started talking, producers came forward. One even said Meghan's obsession with perfection choked the life out of every idea.
He didn't just hear their plans, he helped shape them. Sources close to Perry say he's beyond furious. One day he's godfather to their child, the next he's scrubbed like a PR risk. That's not just betrayal, that's personal. And Tyler Perry doesn't stay quiet when he feels wronged. Word is he's been weighing his options. with producers already circling like sharks offering exclusive deals for the first Tyler Perry tell-all. Then it happened. A 58-second audio clip surfaced online, uploaded by a burner account but rapidly spreading worldwide. In it, Meghan's voice is clearly heard discussing press strategy, mentioning selective sympathy, and questioning whether playing the Diana card too often might look calculated. In the background, Harry's voice grumbles about Netflix not wanting too much crying. The internet went nuclear instantly. Within minutes, hashtags were trending on social media. Headlines across the UK and US exploded with secret Sussex tapes leaked. The clip didn't sound like a smear campaign. It sounded like two people behind the curtain coordinating how to be perceived. That's not victimhood, that's production. And according to sources, this clip is just the beginning of Perry's alleged 17-hour archive.
Back in 2020, Meghan and Harry were freshly ousted from royal life. No home, no security, no clear plan. And Perry, he flew them out, gave them a mansion, paid for their safety. That wasn't just friendship, that was a gamble, a vote of trust.
Harry saw the storm coming. The moment that clip hit the internet, insiders say he booked a private flight to London. For the first time in months, he's returned to the UK alone, staying at a discreet countryside estate owned by a royal ally. No Meghan, no cameras, just Harry desperately trying to find a way out of what's starting to feel like quicksand. There's whispered talk of back-channel communications with his father's private office, of Harry floating the idea of returning to royal duties even part-time. Nothing formal, nothing concrete, but the fact that it's even being discussed says everything. Harry knows that once Perry fully opens his vault, their carefully constructed narrative dies completely. Meanwhile, Meghan's empire is crumbling. Brand deals are being paused, a planned podcast relaunch got quietly shelved, and a rumored skincare line is being reevaluated according to leaked internal emails. Meghan, who once controlled media narratives like a symphony conductor, is watching her orchestra descend into chaos.
Because we live in a world where people are judged. Even though she identifies as being biracial, she is still being viewed as a black woman and being treated as a black woman. I read the British tabloids often, and I go and you see thousands of comments, and some of them extremely vile.
Team has gone into full crisis mode, flooding social media with lifestyle content and wellness posts, desperately trying to drown the internet in positivity before Perry reveals more. But the public isn't buying the distraction campaign. In every comment section, one question keeps echoing, where's Tyler? Even brand partners are getting nervous, with marketing teams reviewing contracts to see what happens if Meghan's image takes another hit. The palace, meanwhile, is watching with what sources describe as chilling satisfaction. The same aides Meghan once accused of leaking stories are now quietly smirking in corners. What makes this situation explosive is that Perry isn't just some ex-friend with a grudge. He's a self-made billionaire with legal teams and media connections. If he feels betrayed and silenced, he won't just burn bridges. He'll build a stage and sell out the show. The leaked clip's timing and surgical precision suggest this wasn't sloppy revenge, but calculated message sending.
Cameras cut to Meghan, her face locked in a frozen smile, her lips tight like they'd been sewn shut. The audience gasped. Twitter in flames. The whispers turned into headlines overnight. That Meghan might actually owe Tyler Perry money wasn't just gossip. It was confirmed tea.
Industry insiders are already speculating about what else Perry might have in his vault. Remember, he wasn't just hosting the Sussexes. He was documenting what he thought would be a historic Hollywood story. Sources claim his archive includes audio logs from planning sessions, phone calls recorded during their Oprah interview aftermath, and even candid moments when Harry and Meghan thought no one was listening. One particularly damaging piece allegedly captures Meghan strategizing about which royal family members to target in future interviews, with Harry expressing doubts about going too far. The ripple effects are already spreading beyond just the Sussex camp. Royal biographers are suddenly getting book deal offers, former palace staff are being approached by publishers, and Netflix executives are reportedly having emergency meetings about their multi-million-dollar Sussex contract. The streaming giant invested heavily in Harry and Meghan's authentic storytelling. But if Perry's tapes prove that authenticity was manufactured, it could trigger contract reviews or even legal action.
That stage moment wasn't a petty dig, it was a public divorce from Meghan Markle. And then there's Oprah's disappearing act. In Hollywood, silence is a statement, and Oprah's silence, deafening.
Even more concerning for Meghan is Perry's relationship with Oprah Winfrey. The media mogul was instrumental in Perry's career development, and if he decides to tell his side of the story, Oprah's platform would be the nuclear option. Imagine Perry sitting across from Oprah, the same woman who gave the Sussexes their sympathetic platform, now hearing how that interview was allegedly crafted and calculated. The irony would be devastating, and the audience reach would be massive. Harry's friends in the UK are reportedly divided on his situation. Some believe he should cut his losses and rebuild his relationship with his family, while others think he's already too far gone to return. What's clear is that his solo trip back to Britain represents more than just damage control. It's a man questioning everything he sacrificed for a narrative that might have been built on manipulation rather than truth. The bigger picture here is devastating for the Sussex brand. Their entire narrative depends on authenticity, the independent power couple escaping oppression and telling their truth. But if Perry continues revealing evidence suggesting otherwise, that carefully built image collapses entirely.
I mean, Prince Harry, he has complained about how his wife has been treated, and he has specifically said part of it is because of racism.
What about
arguing?
He's
absolutely right.
No, go ahead, Melanie, go ahead, jump in.
Well, he's absolutely right. You know, I think that the British press didn't give Meghan a chance right from the start. And
Harry's return to the UK represents more than symbolic retreat. It's damage control by a man trying to salvage what's left of his reputation before more tapes drop. This isn't just a bad week for the Sussexes, it's a potential reckoning. The fairy tale only works if the truth looks and sounds genuine. Once people start re-examining everything through this new lens, from Oprah to Netflix to Spotify, nothing is safe. Perry didn't just open a door, he cracked the foundation of everything they've built. The world is watching as a billionaire who once saved them now holds the receipts, a prince who traded his palace for peace stares down another war, and a duchess once considered untouchable finds herself publicly unraveling. What comes next could reshape the entire Sussex story permanently. So what do you think about this whole Tyler Perry situation? Do you believe Harry made the right choice escaping back to the UK? Or should he have stayed to face the music alongside Meghan? Are these leaked tapes the beginning of the end for the Sussex brand, or just another scandal they'll survive? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown of the Perry-Sussex fallout as jaw-dropping as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.